4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Good morning once again, and welcome to the Production Room Podcast. We're here on the third floor at the Dixie Center for the Arts in beautiful downtown Ruston. We're in this historic building that's been here since 1928, and we're so excited to have this new podcast happening here to keep you informed of what's going on with our local artists, our local singers, songwriters, and today we're going to delve into our local theater. With me today is Tami Alexander, and she is the director for an upcoming play with the Ruston Community Theatre called Descendants. Welcome, Tami.
Good morning, Tommy. It's so good to be here with you.
Well, we're glad to have you this morning.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about Tami. I know you're from Iowa. Ohio.
Close enough.
What's the difference?
Iowa may have just a few more cornfields than us.
Right.
Just a few.
Okay.
Not many, but a few. Yeah.
So how did you end up in good old Ruston?
Yeah, well, I was born and raised in Xenia, Ohio, and I got my bachelor's in education, but I'd always done theater, did it in high school, and our church had actually a drama program that we were heavily involved in. And I'd sang since I was about 3. My parents just made me sing a lot. So I had a lot of experience, but I was an education major. And I taught for a few years. And we actually had a summer stock theater in our hometown that, even though it had been there for like 20 years, I'd never bothered to audition for it or anything. And on a whim, I auditioned and was cast. And within months, I quit my job as a teacher. And I was headed to Actors Theater of Louisville. They had chosen me for an internship. And Mark Gwynn was there that summer, and he's a professor at Louisiana Tech University. And he was like, why don't you just come and get your master's? That's something you'll have for the rest of your life. And so within 48 hours, I was in that program and moved, and I've been here for 31 years, I believe, and I've got my master's at Tech in the theater program, and met my husband while I was here, and the rest is history.
Very nice.
We love it. We've stayed.
So your husband, D. Alexander, and you have how many children?
We have 3 children.
3 children, and folks, when I tell you this is a talented family, I mean, this is a talented family.
Oh, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about them and the different talents.
All right. Well, Jonathan is our oldest. It's funny because he does not do theater. He is a culinary artist. He's a wonderful cook.
That's one of my favorite arts.
Mine too. So every time he lives in Texarkana now, but every time he comes home, we're itching for him to cook something for us. So our daughters are Emma and Chloe, and they have performed, I couldn't tell you how many shows here at the Dixie for Ruston Community Theatre, and they've also done shows for Louisiana Tech University. So Emma is a biology major. She'll graduate in the spring, and then she's actually moving to Ohio. She's already got a job at a big hospital in Ohio. And Chloe is in, let me see, it's the music, I completely forgot. She's a singer-songwriter. That's basically what she's going to be doing. And so she actually just won a contest. She got second place, so she'll be competing again in the spring for some of the music that she's written. So she also does a lot of choreography for shows for RCT. She's very talented. We thank LG for that. She learned from Gretchen Crawford, who is amazing. So yeah, we've loved our relationship with the Dixie. We've loved our relationship with Ruston Community Theater. It's our family.
Right.
And we love every one of them and just appreciate that relationship that we all have here in the cultural district. It's really beautiful.
It is. So how long have you been involved with Ruston Community Theater?
Dee has been involved with Ruston Community Theater for probably 30 years. a long time. After we started having kids, like I took a back seat to be a stay-at-home mom and raise our kids. So probably about 20 years ago, I would say, we both got involved.
Very nice.
And so I started doing shows for them about 15 years ago. And then I had also done some things for NICLAC. I directed some shows for them from their drama warehouse program that they used to have. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, I started directing shows for Ruston Community Theatre. So
very cool. So do you remember what your first RCT play was?
Oh, yes. Junie B. Jones.
Junie B. Jones.
Yes. And I have a lot of kids that are in Descendants that were in that show and that are graduating and moving on this year. So it's been kind of emotional, a
little bittersweet there.
It is.
Yes.
It's so sweet to see how they have flourished into adulthood. But super sad to see them go. A lot of wonderful talent. But yeah, that was first and will always hold a major special place in my heart. We had probably 80 kids in that show. Like I always double cast. I am a big caster. I like anybody and everybody that wants to be involved. I like for them to have a shining moment. Matilda, we had 96 kids in that cast too. So this one is a little smaller. We've got 54, but we have so much fun together. So I love for any child, teenager, young adult, older person, whoever that wants to be in our shows to experience it, because it's really something special.
So I want to talk a little bit about Ruston Community Theatre. By the way, folks, rctruston.org. So you are a 501c3 nonprofit.
We are. Mm-hmm.
Recently just got your own building.
Yes. They have acquired a building, and we gutted it and renovated it. And we've actually done some performances. We did Smoke on the Mountain, Sanders Family Christmas. The Youth Council did a scene festival. And my drama club program that I have, it's called ActUp Drama Club. They just did their winter showcase there.
Very cool.
And they've done a couple of shows there, but just finished their winter showcase. So we're really grateful for that space, because it's not only a space that we can perform in, but it's a space where, like Mark Graham, who does almost all of our building of our sets, he can prefab things there, and then we can bring it over here to the Dixie so that we don't lose any time. So we've got also a huge costume shop and a prop shop. Karen Pittman oversees the costumes. She's our costume director, and she does an amazing job.
She really does.
She does. Julie Grant is over the props, and she's done a beautiful job of keeping those organized also. So it's a great space. That's where my drama club meets on Mondays.
So tell us about ActUp Drama Club. What is that about?
It's a program for ages 8 to 17. And we have a very wide range of ages, but they all come together for an hour and a half. This is our second year. I started doing some drama camps, and it just spiraled into something bigger. And so we have about 35 students involved. And so we do, each month we'll do something different. 1 month might be monologue work, where they work on perfecting a monologue, or they write a monologue, and we critique those. And we've also done a Shakespeare month. We've done superhero month. We've done a little bit of everything. This year we are doing 2 shows. So we did a winter showcase, and then we'll do a spring showcase. And we're doing puppets right now. So they get a lot of exposure. We also had a playwright come last year and talk to us about how to write. And the students have really enjoyed it. And the older students mentor the younger students. It's really a beautiful relationship between those kids. They take care of each other.
Is this something that, say, somebody has just a little interest in theater, they've never done it before?
I have all ranges. Like, I have students that have been with me from the onset, and are like working on scholarships for college, and then I have students that have never set foot on a stage. And we had a child come to camp 2 years ago. She'd never done anything, and I literally thought she was going to pass out the first day when we worked on improv. And she worked her way up to the end of the week, being able to do her monologue and being able to do a little scene with people. And that has led her to doing a lot of main stage shows.
Very
and she
cool.
had no experience, terribly frightened. The best thing about Drama Club is it does these things. It teaches students to communicate effectively. It encourages leadership. It encourages friendship. It encourages confidence and creativity. All great things for the brain and the emotions. It also teaches empathy and teaches students to look at someone from the inside out. Because, when you read a play or you read a scene, it does something to you. It has an impact. And so I don't want them just to be cute little darlings on stage. I want them to also really be thinking about, okay, what I do on stage, how does that impact my community? How does that impact somebody that's sitting in the audience? And how does that have an impact for me as a human being when I look at my world? Because theater does mirror life. It absolutely does.
It better.
And it should. And so we, when I do junior shows, we'll do like a friendship pact where they work to try to meet new people inside our group and not just stay in their own little clique, because there's always going to be some straggler that doesn't know anybody. He or she may be completely new and they don't have any friends. And so we work to create a family nucleus and so that they take care of each other. And I think that's far reaching than just being on stage. I mean, stage is important. I absolutely love it. It's my lifeblood. But I try to teach my students, regardless of the age, it's way more than just about you.
Right.
It's about your world.
So if somebody's interested in getting their child started in theater, what's the best way to contact you?
The best way to contact me is my cell, which is 318-503-4473. They can also email me at talex6886@gmail.com.
Okay, and we'll have that information on the screen towards the end.
And Facebook too. I'm on Facebook. I have parents that'll message me on Facebook. Like I said, we have about 35 students, and we have a great group of college students that help us. My two girls have been instrumental in helping me get this off the ground. They come every Monday and work with the kids and love them. Mallory Williams is in the theater department at Tech, and she's been phenomenal as a helper. Rebecca Hayden is in the music department. So it's been a really neat collaboration with some college students. And, they're young and the students love them and really enjoy them and learn from them. So yes, I encourage people to contact me. It's really been a beautiful program, and we look forward to it flourishing even more.
Very nice. So Ruston Community Theater has something kind of exciting coming up the 22nd of this month through the 25th. And you're the director.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Descendants.
All right. So Disney Descendants, the music from it was a movie on Disney Channel, and my kids loved it when it first came out when they were little, and so they have turned it into a one-act show. We're actually going to make it 2 acts so that our actors can have a break backstage, but it's a one-act show. Basically, it's a show within a show. It is about the 4 evil characters: Maleficent, Grimhilda, Jafar, and Cruella, and it's about their children. And then we also have Queen Belle. She's Queen Belle now, and
she grew up.
She did, and King Beast and their son Ben, that wants to bring the evils and the goods together to create something new. And so it takes place inside Aradon, which is their kingdom, and it's got lots of crazy, fun music, a lot of hip hop. And this is something new for us. We've always done traditional shows, but the hip hop angle has been really fun. It's been something very different for my daughter to choreograph too. Chloe is our choreographer. Dee is our music director for the show. Karen Pittman is designing the costumes. The costumes are amazing, very fun. And then we did something really zany with the set. We built a very tall castle on the set.
If I can, real quick. So I work here at the Dixie every day, and I get to see the progression of what happens with the sets for RCT. And I'm telling you, folks, they blow me away every single time. And this show is no exception, and they're not done with it yet.
No. Mark Graham, when I sent him the pictures and sketches and things, which I'm not a very good drawer, and sometimes we'll have to sit and talk about it. But I wanted height, and I wanted it to feel like multiple castles from different shows. And he was like, "Did you fall and hit your head?" I said, "No, I really think we can do it." And he has done a beautiful job.
It looks amazing.
It really does. The cast is so excited about it. When they saw it, it was just like Christmas morning. I mean, they were just like, wow.
So I know to put a play together like this, it takes a lot of moving parts. Mm-hmm. Everybody that's part of Ruston Community Theater is not an actor. So what else is there available for people to do if they want to get involved with RCT?
There's a lot to do. Typically, like summer musicals, they have musicians that come in. We run ours with tracks. We have not gotten to the place where we can, do an orchestra. The budget for this one is really big. So we use the tracks, but musicians, people that are interested in props, set, builders. We're always looking for builders, people that paint, artists, people that can sew. There's a lot you can do. Also publicity. We do a lot of really fun things with our publicity too. It's very exciting what Jonathan Baines and his team has put together for this show. So there's a lot of ways to be involved. A lot of volunteer time too. I mean, we have tons of parents and family members that just come and I'll help paint for a few hours. I'll do this for a few hours, and it's really fun. We have a lot of fun putting it together. So
if somebody wanted to become involved with Ruston Community Theater, what's involved there? The
best thing to do is to go to their website, and there's a place where you can contact them.
That's rctruston.org.
Yes, rctruston.org. You can also contact them on their Facebook page at RCT, Ruston Community Theater, and they'll message you back.
A common misconception in the Ruston community, and I had this one myself before I came to work for the Dixie, is that the Ruston Community Theater and the Dixie Center for the Arts are one and the same.
Yes, I get that a lot too.
We get phone calls every day, yes, especially when there's a show coming up for RCT, wanting to know how to buy tickets, or folks will call wanting to know how to get involved with Ruston Community Theater. And the fact is, we're two separate entities, right, but Ruston Community Theater does rent the Dixie Center from us to hold many of their events, which we're grateful for.
Well, we are too.
RCT is one of our priority partners, and we're glad to have them on board. Sometimes I think maybe there wouldn't be a us without them or a them without us. I don't know.
It's a great relationship. I mean, we absolutely get so excited when it is time for us to load the set in, because we can't wait to be here. I mean, it's home for us. We love the Dixie, but it is two beautiful entities that are separate from each other but work together. So it's a great relationship.
It is. I've got to agree there. So Tami Alexander, Ruston Community Theater, ActUp Drama Club, and not only that, she'll sell you a house. She will sell you a house. If you're in the Ruston area, reach out to Tami. She is a realtor. And,
yes, I am.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about yourself?
It really encouraged people to get involved, because if you're looking for a way to have community, this is a perfect way to do it. RCT is just a beautiful group of people that really